The perfect blend of young players like Vinicius, like Rodrigo, with very seasoned players like Cruz, like Modric. Is a very good blend. You know, like we're talking about Arsenal too, what they lack is there's not much, the blend is not as perfect as it is in Real Madrid. Again, one thing we need to point out is, and this we keep saying this in coaching, is that we're turning the players to robots.
Transit TV, welcome back to our Champions League night. Second leg, quarterfinals concluded tonight. And of course, we already know Real Madrid, 12 times in 14 seasons, semi-finalists. Manchester City out, Arsenal out. At the Allianz Arena in Germany today, Bayern Munich somehow edged out Arsenal 1-0 and proceeded to semi-finals. Man City, like I said earlier, also out after penalty shootout. Horrible show of penalties again for Manchester City. You remember the beginning of the season, Arsenal beat them the Charity Shield on penalty shootout as well. They've not been lucky with shootouts. Today we are here with my men, Real Madrid fans, Arsenal fans, to look at this couple of games. Guys, you are welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we have Babatunde on show. Uche is here as well, an Arsenal fan. Babatunde, Real Madrid fan, of course, Ascote. Yeah, Uche making his debut, and Babatunde as well. What a day. Contrasting fate for both of you, Uche. I can say, I know right now, I know how you feel going out of the Champions League at this stage. Babatunde,
thank you for having me.
Happy and smiling.
Yes.
Another thanks to you before this game. Welcome, brothers. Asko, good to see you again, bro.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for having me around here.
So let's start with Real Madrid. Jude, let us know, what's your overall, what do you think saw Madrid over the line in this one, considering the hounding that they got from City for 90 minutes and continuing with the extra time?
All right. So, Madrid always, like I always say, you know, you write off Madrid at your own peril. You know, not to be boastful, but the game was exactly played the way it was played at Santiago Bernabeu. It was the same game. Pep came with the same pattern of holding play, possession. I don't know if the statistics, for me, it looks very erroneous because it looks like an 80-20 possession for, you know, in favor of for City. So, well, I kept hearing 60-something, 30-something from these guys. I said, like, which is it another game or is this one that we're watching? So, but what got Madrid through a bit of luck and that mentality that is Madrid, you know. At the beginning of the season, I told you that Madrid are not at their best. Here's a team that has been riddled with a lot of key injuries. The magic for Madrid that kept them up to this time in the season was Jude Bellingham. You know, remember in the first part of the season, the first half of the season, he literally carried that team on his shoulder, getting all the goals, keeping them at the top of the table, competing. When the likes of Vinicius were not scoring, Jude Bellingham was getting the goals and all of that, you know, getting the results for them single-handedly, you know, more or less. And we saw the first leg of the Champions League. I told you, Madrid, I'm not expecting much from them. You know, I wasn't expecting them to go this far. But again, when you look at the antecedents, you find out that when you let loose of your guard for Madrid, you get punished. For instance, look at the goal today by Rodrigo. You know, I mean, you should be asking where were all the defenders? How could Rodrigo be standing alone, you know, one-on-one with the keeper? You know, what happened to all the defenders? They were all back facing the field of play, and he was just standing there, you know, poking the ball twice into the net. So, and then coming to the penalty again, you know, a bit of luck. There's always an element of luck in penalties, but again, you saw City players, you know, I believe they were jaded, tired legs. They ran a lot. They moved the Madrid players a lot, you know. So definitely they were going to be heavy. You will not expect someone like Bernardo to miss.
Guns has joined the meeting.
To shoot such a poor penalty kick. So, but these things happen, and when Modric lost his, the other guys kept their nerve. You know, even Rudiger that won it was inches. You know, like he was inches to have hit that upright. You know, so I mean, it was a very tense game, and City had all the chances, you know, to win the game. But I don't know what happened. Moments in the game when you think people should be able to take shots on goal, they stuck to probably the pattern of play or the instruction given by the coach. And that's where...
Sorry to call you short. You hold it right there. You know, in the last 2 or 3 or 4 episodes since the quarterfinals of this competition, I've been singing like a broken record here that at this stage of this competition, you need 2 things to win it: pedigree, which is experience, and personality. You need players who will jettison whatever the coach is saying, like you just mentioned now. And you have these games and discover by themselves, take responsibility of the game. Like an example of it today was Luka Modric. He's old, he can't get around too much, but he was always on hand in that midfield to support players. He knew what to do at a given time. At this level, and that's the problem that City has. You know, Pep is trying to recreate that team. Some of those players, the people like Doku, at this level, they've not done it that much. Grealish, when I saw Grealish, remember at the beginning of this game, when I saw Grealish, I told you, Grealish, technically he's good, but at this level, I don't trust somebody like Grealish to win a game for me at this level. Because they don't have their own mind. They do this rudimentary play, just like Arsenal is doing right now. It's going to get to a time when those players will do it. And that's exactly, for me, what I think won it for Madrid. Because they have players who have done it. Carvajal, okay, look at after the 90 minutes, before the extra time, watch Real Madrid bench and City bench. Pep was talking and talking. Don Carlo just said a few words because those players already know what is required of them at this level. Either they're out or they are in. They already know what to do. You don't have to remind them or tell them what to do. Pep had to drag Ford in one place, drag this or tell them what to do. And sometimes at this level, it doesn't really work. That's why I believe about this Champions League is a magical competition. You just have to have the heart, the courage, and be ready to compete. And most times it comes from experience. The sentence, in the experience, which I don't know. Babatunde, you're a Real Madrid fan. I know you and I had a conversation before this game started. You are panicking, and I told you from the day this draw was made that Madrid will go through. You said no, it's kind of City. I said, yeah, it's going to be a very tough game for Madrid. But if Madrid do what they're supposed to do, which is don't go all guns blazing with City, they win the game. I don't know how you enjoyed the game today. I know you are very tense.
Thank you so much for having me today. I listened carefully with what my brother just said right now. Actually, the analysis that he gave about the Real Madrid, I think absolutely some are true. But if you look at the tenets of the game very well, this is the quarterfinal list that, all the teams that qualified are so well good. And as a matter of fact, I congratulate Real Madrid players very well. in the sense that at least they play according to the coach instruction. And secondly, they are so disciplined because playing a team like a City, you have to be very, very disciplined. Yeah, experience counts a lot. You can't compare a 14-time finalist with someone that just started, which is Man City. But if you look in terms of the quality players they had, Man City had a very quality player, even though they reserved. Most of the Madrid players, you can't compare with them. But that legacy, the legacy that they had, that this is the Real Madrid, this is not just like a team that just started today. So everybody, they give that kind of respect. When it comes to the lineup, when I saw the lineup, I was tense. I was like, because I was curious in the first game they played against City. I was watching, why was Toshiani be pairing with a Rodiger? That's happened in the league. Well, this is a Champions League. We need an experienced player. Nacho is not his experience, but he's not
injured.
Huh?
People are injured now. Who will pay him? That's nobody.
No. Nacho can play then. I don't know why he's benching Nacho. He has no injury. The only person that has injury is the Militao. So I was confused. I was just this selection. If you look at the first leg very well, even though Toni Kroos was not even supporting the attack, he was supporting the defense. And the way we play today, I think we did very well. You are playing City, you have to be very more defensive.
I hear you. Uche, I know despite the announcement for watching us now, I know you put an eye on this one as well. What did you make about this game? And like I said, I mentioned it that Madrid, if they defend well, City don't keep clean sheets, somehow Madrid will be able to score. The quality of player that they have, Rodrigo, what's his name? Vinicius Junior, but I told you, Real Madrid will score 1 goal against City. That one is sure, because City, in about 15 games now, 16, they've only kept 2 clean sheets. I don't know why they can't just defend these days. But the problem is that they keep a scoring team. So for me, I was convinced that if Madrid defend well, they will win the game. I don't know what your thoughts are on that. We are mute.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. The first thing is I have to congratulate Babatunde and all Madrid fans for that. It's important that they won the game today. One thing I will talk about strongly is mentality. We can't take that away from Real Madrid. And it's something that really stood out the last Champions League they won. They came from places people thought they would never come from. So it's very important. Today's game, I saw the belief, and they have players that are mature in terms of mentality. The perfect blend of young players like Vinicius, like Rodrigo, with very seasoned players like Kroos, like Modric, is a very good blend. Like we're talking about Arsenal too, what they lack is there's not much, the blend is not as perfect as it is in Real Madrid. Again, one thing we need to point out is, and this we keep saying this in coaching, is that we're turning the players to robots. Real Madrid, you could see that the players were thinking for themselves. You could also see that even though the coach was pointing fingers on what they should do, it was not as pressing as, this is the system we have to stick to as it was for Man City. So the players were free to, I would like to put it, to be innovative in a way. So they were sharp on the counter-attack. There were sometimes they dribbled and held the ball. You could see that there was a system, there was a game plan, but people had the liberty to make choices within the game. For Man City, you could see that, it was what the coach wanted. We have to do this at this time. We have to do that at this time. It was, sometimes I saw, what's his name, De Bruyne, making some personal decisions. And you can see the brilliance in that. So that's what I think about the game. The difference was coaching style, mentality of the players or the team. And overall, it was a good pairing. If you say why they did not pair this with this, I felt that the coach, Carlo, used the available resources to the best. That's what I believe.
I has left the meeting.
Yeah, I hear you guys. I mean, it's very obvious from what all of us have said and what we can see. Uguma, I don't know if you want to add words to this one. What was your overall? Now we have Atletico Madrid, Dortmund, PSG, and of course Real Madrid left in competition. Who do you think will go all the way in this one? I know you already said that PSG will be in the finals. Do you see Madrid in the finals as well?
I see Madrid in the finals as well. Yes, yes. Yeah, I'll predict a Madrid PSG final, and to be honest, it will be a toss-up. I know Madrid. I know their pedigree in the game, but it's what a singular player called Kylian Mbappe can decide any game. He's decided a World Cup final before, so he can decide any game. So because of his presence in PSG, I would give them a chance against Real Madrid. I believe Real Madrid will beat Bayern.
But talking about the game today, do you have any thoughts? What do you pin it to? You know, City lost out in penalties. Many thought that City would clean out Real Madrid. When this draw was made, a lot of people were saying that City will go through. That it was a given. I remember from day one, I said that Madrid will qualify from this pairing. I don't know. How did you see the game?
No, I never thought it was going to be a walk in the park. These are perhaps two of the best sides in the world right now, as far as players are concerned, and as far as coaching is concerned. You know, look at Luka Modric. You know, being used. He's been used sparingly all season. Now is the time where he comes and stands up and makes a difference. And so I just watched Pep Guardiola's press conference, and he mentioned that both De Bruyne and Haaland asked to be taken off from the game because they could barely continue. You know, they either they were too injured or something happened with them. They couldn't continue anymore. And Bernardo Silva asked to take a penalty, and being the reliable player he is, Pep Guardiola decided to let him take a penalty.
That was the poorest penalty I've seen. I don't think I've seen anything like that in a long time. Nimi, are you there? Go ahead.
So at this level, with this types of players and with the pedigree that they have, it's all fine margins. It could go anywhere. You know, that Real Madrid won this game doesn't mean in any way, by any stretch of imagination, that they are superior. If City had won the game,
of course.
Yeah, they are not superior. You know, so these games, anything can go your way with a slight mistake by somebody, and that's it. You know, so you dust yourself up, you come back the next day. Unfortunately, the world of football now has been turned into, I'm wondering whether human beings still play the game or machines. You know, the expectations are crazy. You know, nobody can, you have how many clubs in Europe? Everybody wants their club to win.
And those 3 or 4 trophies are valuable. I have over 50 teams.
There's no way you can win. You know, Arsenal. Let me leave Arsenal alone. Yeah, it's the expectations are crazy. That's just what I can say.
Nimi, are you there now? Nimi,
I asked Nimi to come on. He came to harass me on WhatsApp.
We can hear you. We're talking about Real Madrid. What's your overview for the game, Real Madrid, and do you see them winning it again this season?
Oh man, it was a very dogged game. Thanks to Carlo Ancelotti, I'm just going through the stats. 32 shots to 8. 13 corner kicks to 1. They were dominated, but how to win. That's the hallmark of a team that has experience. That in the last 8-9 years, I've won it 5 times. That's a team that has that experience. And big ups to Manchester City. They struggled, they punched, they gave everything that they had. And at the end of the day, penalty is a game of numbers. I know right now, Guardiola will be beating Bernardo Silva, spanking him for that penalty that he played. So it was a good game. I think Real Madrid are odds on favorites to win this whole tournament. They're gonna make light work of Bayern. I expect that. On the other hand, Dortmund is gonna come out of that tie against PSG, and it's gonna be a Dortmund Madrid final. I did say it was gonna be a Dortmund Manchester City final because I knew whoever won this game was gonna go all the way to the final.
Are you a prophet?
Okay, I hear you guys.
You can ask me, out of the 4 predictions, my 3 predictions come by.
Well, I think, yeah, well, like I said, our viewers out there, you hear our opinions. Let us know in the comment section what you think about this game or how you saw the game pan out today. Real Madrid winning on penalty shootout against Manchester City. Again, these two teams, according to statistics, Real Madrid has played 10 times in knockout stage. The last 10 times, 6 of those are against English teams, and 3 of those 6 against Manchester City. And this is the second time they are winning. Last time out, Manchester City won them. So it looks like every season there's a marriage between those two teams. Carlo Ancelotti versus Pep Guardiola have turned to a classic year in, year out. And Madrid is in the semi-finals 13 times in the last 15 seasons. This is not, like Nimi just mentioned, it's not something that you just get by luck. It comes with a pedigree, it comes with experience, it comes with personalities, and of course, so at some point, I could usually say sometimes when you are a winner, you just somehow expect to win, and that confidence, that courage is what sometimes sees you over the line. But for people who have not won, most times you are unsure if the step you're going to take will give you that success. So you keep doing it until one day you eventually win. Then the confidence comes, the courage comes, and the expectation you expect of yourself comes. And this is usually been seen over the team, and teams start to do well. So that's what we saw today. Like I've always said, Champions League at this level, yes, no, it can be good, sometimes lucky, but most of the time we have seen it. Look at it, the last 8 of this year's competition is only us now. Arsenal is the only team that has not been here in the last 7 years. The rest of these teams have been quarterfinals, semi-finals in the last decade. So that's how the competition pans out. It needs experience, it needs courage, it needs building. It takes time to get to that stage, and then you start to click. So guys, thank you for looking at this game. Arsenal 0, Bayern Munich 1. This one was most talked about. Arsenal, for many, especially in the league, has been one of the best teams in Europe this season. On the turn of the year since January, out of 14 games, they've just lost, I think, 1 game, drawn 1, and won 12 before today. So it's a team that has been informed, but like I said, they don't have the pedigree in Champions League. A lot of the players that start for Arsenal have never played Champions League in their career, starting from the goalkeeper, the 2 central defenders, the 2 left and right backs. In the middle, the rest has played in Europe and Champions League. You only have Jorginho, Kai Havertz, maybe Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko in that squad who have played in the competition for a while, or maybe won it. So largely that team is made up of players who are coming to this stage for the first time. And for me personally, I could see it once that game started. You could see that those players did not have the personality and the courage to drive themselves and drive the team to success. But credit to Mikel Arteta and to Arsenal, what they have done. First time in 7 years, first time in 14 years, going past the second round into quarterfinals of the Champions League. I think if the fans are realistic, they should pat these players in the back. Yeah, hurtful as it may be, but appreciate the work that they have done so far, and hope that the team will get a little experience, add some more experience in their squad, and try again next season.